move. Oh, I'm gonna take this.
All right, right. TGIF. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy, the OG, with the Falcon Friday preseason pregame edition. Uh, leading it up into this game in about an hour or so, and a half or 2 or 3. We're gonna talk about a few things. Talk about a little Jeff Albright. Talk about a few rookies. Look, expectations. What to look for. What we will be looking for. To start getting ready for week 1. As you can see, we have the 6-man, the senator, all the bad guys.
Well,
Yep.
say hello to the bad guy.
Yes. Every last one of them. Well, it's gonna be interesting. Just a preemptive piece of advice, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about preseason. Okay? Not week 1. Not the bye week. Not mid-season. We talking about preseason, okay? This is guys are getting in shape, guys trying to make the team. So we're going to be looking at 2s and 3s for the most part. All right. And for those of you on the moron train out here in your feelings, because we're not going to see Penix. To you, I say, get the fuck over, get your pacifier, sit down, shut the fuck up. Quite plain and simple. We have a shitload of rookies. A whole lot of rookies. Me personally, I'm gonna be looking at second year guy. I'm gonna be trying to pay attention to tonight. That's Hitman Helms. And one of the linemen that we drafted, Jack Nelson. I know we're gonna get to see a good bit of him and Kobe Bryant. That's who my eyes gonna be on. Gentlemen, tell the people what you're going to be trying to look at and looking for or examining for tonight's first installment of preseason.
I'll let Mike go ahead and go before me.
Really? I want to sit around and do nothing like the dictator that I am. Goddammit.
Well, goddamn it, dictate what fucking rookies is gonna goddamn be on your radar.
All right, so
Yeah.
see y'all. Look, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna keep that comment to myself. He hurt my feelings, y'all. He really hurt my feelings.
You got to have feelings to have hurt feelings. Nigga, shut up.
See, here you go. Here you go. You're not supposed to agree. All right, you know what? Never mind. So I'm kind of on the same wavelength as Sam. Like my thing is, well, I'm on the same wavelength, but slightly different. I'm not worried too much about the players because I think we have solid players. But I am looking for guys like Zach Harrison, Brandon Dorless, JD Bertrand, Troy Anderson. Like I know Troy is. I think he's on the list, but I want to see what those guys and how those guys play in the preseason. Because I think that's really where it's going to take us to a whole other level. I think that'll definitely put us in the playoff hunt if we get those players to step their game up and kind of go into you know to building a solid foundation for this defense because like a lot of people think just the starters is the key to everything, but I differ. I think having quality backup guys that can specialize in certain areas of football is what makes great teams. Because, for example, Steve Mungo McMichael, you got for the '85 Bears, you got Refrigerator Perry, um, a lot of people don't remember the Scott Cases of the world that used to play for the Atlanta Falcons. Nobody cares about him. The Cornelius Bennett's, the Ove Haley. They don't care about the Bobby Christians. So I think I'm going to be looking at the guys. You know, those are the types of players. And I mean, if you have not heard my take,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want that stick. All right. I want that stick. And I'm not talking about LT stick. I'm talking about the Eastern stick, man. I know you'll like that one, Sam. I know you'll like that. That's the insider. That's just the insider, y'all. For y'all that just don't know. That's an inside joke.
Definitely. Yeah.
Really trying to keep the cross-stretcher conventions down to a minimum. Hey, six man.
Well, tonight's game, I have a few in mind myself. I definitely want to see Zach Harrison. Like I said, Zach Harrison being on the depth chart as a defensive tackle. I'm very intrigued by that. That's definitely one that I'm going to be looking out for. Um, Another defensive tackle that I'm be looking out for is Mikael London. See if he's going to get a little burn. But like you said, as far as kind of like the promising rookies coming out of the draft class, uh, I want to see Billy Bowman Jr. I want to see I want to see him in that nickel role, and I want to definitely see where that mindset is, that ball hawker mentality. I want to see cause like you said, Billy Bowman, like that Xavier Watts stuff. These are very aggressive style guys in the secondary. But Billy, like you said, but as far as that, Billy Bowman is somebody that I'm very intrigued to see how he come out. I know the main names everybody is looking forward to that actually playing is going to be James Pierce Jr. But I didn't want to see what the secondary players look like, and I'm laying playing on that.
Right, right. Um, Mike, kind of veered off into one of what I was going to consider to be one of the topics, but it's you go with Zach Harrison, and his part and and where they're going to be using him is, and it kind of sounds like that they have a set plan of certain type of packages. Him and Street and London. Um, they had him to because he had done gotten up to like 300 on last year, and they dropped him. They got him to drop back down to like 275, 280 something to that effect. What kind of like in pass rush, I guess, pass rush package? Could you see Zach being a key element to that? You know.
Well, it for him, the thing is, I foresee him using him in a lot of stunts. Um, that I believe they personally using him inside to get him comfortable with the physicality. Um, but he's comfortable on the outside. So, like, with a guy that's comfortable being on the outside with size, and me, I think this he's one of those guys that's in the Calais Campbell school of athletics. Is that these guys are big, long, and I'm gonna pause that one just because. Uh, I just you put those types of guys in the middle of of the field. I mean, their wingspan is about close to 7 feet, and you got a guy that's already 6'6", and then you add another a good 5 inches or so. Like that's a big dude in the middle of the field, standing in front of the quarterback. So I think from a strategical standpoint, it's a smart thing to do. If you can get him to wreak havoc in the middle of that defense, I think that's something that the Falcons could use to just utilize his size and his athleticism, which he has both of those. So I
Right.
like that design, to be honest.
Right. Uh, Carlos. Yeah, we're dressing up for y'all tonight. From start from here, halftime show and the post coach is gonna have the post game show as well. We got you covered. Um, let's see. Two players is coming out tonight that are gonna be on the comeback trail. Um, coming off of injuries, and they've been, meticulously working them back into the fold and getting them right. It's gonna be interesting to see Trice and Helms. Um, what do you what would you gonna be looking to see? Saying as far as from a physical standpoint, saying that their range and movement and things of that nature. Anybody?
Braylon tries, like you said, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see any any of Braylon Trice last year because of the injury.
Yeah.
Um, Main thing with him is, like you said, that injury represents, adversity. I want to see mentally how fast can he overcome it. Because, like I said, with what they have built and what they got going on right now, um, he will be an integral part for this team, not just this season, but for the next couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. I think Braylon Trice will be fine. He's been one of those names in the news as far as training camp where he's literally been wrecking shop as well.
Yeah. I think we all were high on him on last year being drafted, um, and Helms as well, being drafted later rounds. But my expectation for Helms was kind of high because I liked him as a player coming out of Alabama. Um, and them having a chance, to get back in the fold and get greasy, get sweaty, what I'm saying, get it in a little bit. I'm wondering how many snaps they're gonna get, and I think I'm wondering if it's just gonna be a first quarter type of thing or maybe a whole half. Uh, but it'll be interesting to see just them getting it started and getting the chance, you know. to bust it out. Like we all been saying over the last couple of weeks, we're all just, hands up, prayers up, just to make it to week 1, everybody intact, you know. Tactician,
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. Give the people's what you're going to be looking for, and then follow up with your assessment of your expectations and whatnot for Trice and Helen coming off of injuries off of last year.
First things first, like I said last show, one game at a time. Only thing I'm gonna be looking for is the coaching adjustments. If we should happen to get behind, how is the coaching staff doing with the adjustments in the game? Because everybody's gonna come and see the players, and that's fine. Everybody want to see who's going to try to make the roster, but I want to see how the coaches handle these third and fourth string players. As far as my expectations for Trice, and then let them boys play, but don't let them play to the point where it's to their detriment. I want to see them play. I want to see what they got, what they can put on the field, but I want them to make it to week 1 where it counts. Preseason games are cute and all, but we need our team, like I said, 98% going into week 1.
Okay. So basically, we're of the same mind of, let them get it in, get a sweat, get some hits in, you know what I'm saying? But they'll be on a snap count, a possession count, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. We don't know what this team is going to do in its entirety. We've seen what they put together on paper, and we've seen what they put together out in practice. Now, be smart about it and get everybody to week 1, and then let them boys play as hard as they need to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Looking forward to the season. This right here will get us, what I'm saying, on the start to understanding, what we're gonna be like and how we're gonna be, because we know defensive depth. I think will be the key to the season. Mike kind of alluded to this a little bit. That's why we're gonna be looking to form up. It's going. I'm really honestly. I'm not looking forward to the cuts coming. That's going to be happening toward that linebacker locker room. I'm not. It's because I wish we would be able to keep everybody that's in the linebacker locker room myself. But I know week in and week out, whenever the cuts happen, we all probably going to be scratching our head or pissed off because a guy here or there gets cut. But it's kind of sort of a good problem to have with the amount of talent that's in here. But and in the season, if we're good and deep, across the board, it's gonna help us floating into the season. Kev, what's your mindset on that?
Yeah, as far as the linebacker room, yeah, that's going to be a tough one because, like you said, you have a multitude of guys who are also very key components on the special team side,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., Troy Anderson and D'Angelo Malone.
Right.
I'm interested to find out what direction they go with as far as the linebacker room. Because, like you said, if we look at this year's draft, they made an emphasis on getting a couple of players for that secondary.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Not just that, but like you said, like you said with DeMarco Helms, we didn't really get a chance. We didn't get a chance to see DeMarco Helms at all last year because of injury as well, and we already know what type of potential that he can have and how much of a fan favorite guy he is. Like you said, that's going to be a tough. That's going to be a tough thing where you literally have a lot of playmakers. Not only did you get this year in your secondary, but like you said, these same secondary players have skill sets that can get your offense the ball.
Right.
And I want to know what is the identity.
Yeah.
These first cuts are about to tell us everything we need to know about this defense. I'm gonna just say that.
Senator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is your take, sir?
Well, I don't believe a damn thing that Raheem is saying. All right, like for me, he like he like that little red woman, that white woman that was in the red dress on the Matrix. He's just there just to cause the distraction. It's like I think until he actually shows me that he ready to give it up, I'm not buying anything. I'm gonna have to see it. So I don't care nothing about the players right now. I know the Falcons have been an organization that knows how to draft talent. The thing is, we haven't been known for development of talent, and until he shows me that, he can look. He can wear all the capris and wear all the Nike and Jordans all he want to. I don't give a flying fuck until I actually see it. He do a whole lot of talking, but I need a whole lot of action. So my thing is I'm looking at Zach Robinson, I'm looking at Jeff Olbrich, I'm looking at Raheem. I need to see growth because that's where we win championships at. Like everybody talk about getting draft picks and trading for this and spending money. Like all of that is good for nothing if you can't develop it and put them in the right position.
Right. Tactician.
Yeah. Yep. The key to the season. I'm gonna lean on what Kev said. The cuts are gonna tell you everything you need to know when it comes to the identity. Is it going to be Raheem's soft serve, or is it going to be brick theory? Yeah, I said brick theory. Yeah, because we're going to need to know who are you keeping, and who you keeping determines how you're going to play with. Also, keep in mind, I'm gonna be looking at also the DB room, because if DBs are downtown Atlanta and we're in Flowery Branch, y'all like soft serve. But if I can see the DBs on the field where they're supposed to be, y'all come to inflict pain, and I'm all for it.
But here's the thing, and I just thought about it. Now you're in a situation where you have a conflict of interest, because if the Falcons decide that they want to have more DBs than linebackers, that's a Raheem Morris thing. If they want to have more linebackers than DBs, that's an Ober thing. There's a conflict of interest right there.
That motherfucker signed about 15 DBs this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a conflict of interest. That's why I said I'm watching that.
most notably this week, we picked up what two or three more defensive backs. I mean, we got to have what 10 to 12 cornerbacks in camp right now. I mean, you got Kobe Bryant and Dante Manning, who we signed as undrafted free agents. And since that point, we've signed 2 other safeties and 4 other cornerbacks.
And here's the problem with that. You don't need that many DBs if your linebacker and your front is getting home. They're just covering. If you need that many DBs, then you're telling me you're gonna have them all the way in Macon, trying to cover in Atlanta.
Now, by the looks of things, Kobe Bryant has he's worked his way up the depth chart. Dante Manning is like he's fighting for his life, his roster spot life at the particular moment. And it looks like they're strongly trying to fill out a complete staff on punt and kick return, on special teams with a couple of these recent signings. 2 of these guys were special teams aces. I'm not really, mad at it. It just, when you watching signings like those, you got to know, okay, that's got to be a special team thing. This other guy that they brought in, I don't even know if we signed him. Whitehead from Tampa. Did we sign him, or did he just work out?
I think he just worked out.
Yeah.
But Sam, you actually just brought up something that made me want to ask another question. Surprisingly, I got another question.
Yeah. Roll with it.
How safe do you think Clark Phillips is on this roster?
Well, I don't think he's safe at all. Again, Kobe.
What makes y'all know I'm about to stir up some shit? What makes you think that he's not safe?
Well,
There's absolutely no evidence that says that he's not safe. He came in as that guy, as the guy that they were supposed of. He came in as a second and third, a third or fourth round pick. So it was development from the very beginning. But nobody's outside of Mike Hughes has stepped up at DB. It's been nobody. I think the thing is that we're on hope. We hope that
play, or you basing that on camp?
I'm talking about everybody on that roster. Ain't no cornerback outside of AJ and Mike Hughes that has stepped up their game. Nobody. Okay, that's why D. Alford is still in the same spot that he's in. So nobody stepped up. He's still the slot corner. Billy Bowman, yeah, he looked good in practice, but he's still behind D. Alford at that slot position. So there's nobody on that in the secondary has established himself. So the question, Kev, I got for you is, this secondary as good as we think it is? Because nobody, let's look at this secondary, to be honest. Outside of AJ Terrell and Mike Hughes, what are you looking at? Who are you excited about? I'm talking about that actually performed well.
Well, as far as perform well, if you're not, like you said, if you're talking about actual NFL snaps burn, like you said, D. Alford is going to have the edge on everybody right now. But like you said, as far as the potential side of things, like you said, let's look at it from this standpoint.
That's why I agree with you right there on the potential. Clark doesn't have the upside. He doesn't have the upside to everybody else because of the size and all that.
I think Clark Phillips' upside is more so in his mentality. Like I said when he got drafted, he reminds me of Antoine Winfield, who was who was a small guy, but he had the mindset that said, "Okay, you not finna whoop my ass."
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, when you look at this secondary room, they brought in so many guys.
Exactly.
Like you said, Billy Bowman. Like you said, they brought Billy Bowman in specifically to compete at that nickel spots, which he is on the depth chart behind the offer.
So that's why I asked that question, because they brought in a bunch of DBs. I think the question is whether or not it's not so much one guy or two guys aren't stepping up, but like, look, who that? Corey said DBs aren't making plays. No, they're not making plays. Outside of AJ, outside of Mike, outside of JB3, who is making plays in that secondary?
I mean that is a point right there too, because like you said, the DBs in itself is once again, this offseason is a question mark, because let's just be honest, the Atlanta Falcons pass defense last year was one of the worst in the league.
That right there was going to be my assessment to that, because when your front is not getting home and your guys got to cover 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds, bro, you butt naked out there.
But at the same time, that was supposed to be Raheem's thing. That was supposed to be your baby. And what'd you do? You didn't develop any new ones. And then you had them out of position. So you had to have some of the linebackers doing coverage. See, this is what happens when you have a hands-off approach to a room that you, quote unquote, at the beginning of everything was supposed to be the man of the room. So it's a twofold, because you wasn't really developing anybody, and then outside of the ones we named, what happened? Nobody really stepped up. Why? Because
nobody stepping up.
There was no coaching urgency to make them step up. You didn't put no. That's why I asked people, what did Raheem do with this defense? And nobody can tell me.
Because he ain't did shit. That's the whole point for me. That's why I brought up the point. Everybody pointing the finger at one guy, and that's Clark. Not saying that you said that, kid, but it's like, yeah, Clark Phillips, he's the one, he on his way out. D. Alford on his way out. But like I said, with the exception of Billy Bowman, like, we haven't heard nothing about Jordan Phillips, Fuller. We haven't heard. I heard a little bit about Helms coming back with a vengeance, but like, the cornerbacks, like, bro, like, and to your point, Sam, like, that is, like, the thing is, it's not so much making plays, it's just being known and being seen and being in the right position, being in the right spot. Like, nobody, we knew AJ and Mike Hughes was gonna do their fucking job. We know that. They did it all year.
And then Carlos.
Wait, hold on.
Go on.
Carlos said, hey, Judon tried stepping up. He had to guard receivers.
So let me go ahead and add to the conversation with this question. Is this the real reason why they traded back in the first round for James Pierce Jr., who was rated as the second, third best pass rusher in this draft, to cover up certain deficiencies that this secondary might have outside of AJ Terrell, outside of Jesse Bates, outside of Mike Hughes?
Mm-hmm. Ding, 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 ding.
So the question now is, are they banking on Jalen Walker and James Pierce to cover up for the questions that they may have coming into 2025.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Walker, Pierce, Trice, Evan Ketty, you know what I'm saying? Divine, looking like the goal is going to be to create havoc at the line of scrimmage. The goal is going to be to, you know what I'm saying, move all the drama into the offensive backfield. That way, the guys on the back end will be able to make plays.
Right.
When you make the opposing quarterback make rush decisions or make mistakes, that's usually, you know what I'm saying, how the guys on the back end get those picks, those knockdowns, creating fumbles and what have you.
Yeah, well, because think about it. If your linebacker room is being able to stop them sideline to sideline, and your front four, front five, whatever you got set up is getting home, all them DBs got to do is just make sure don't nobody get behind the linebackers. That's it. And that frees up Jesse Bates to spy the quarterback. The problem was Jesse was too busy trying to help cover for the DB. He was him. That's the reason why you didn't see him get all of them interceptions like he got, because he wasn't free to roam. He was watching everybody else. If you look at the tape, him and Jefferson, he was watching Jefferson. He was watching AJ. He's watching all of them to make sure everybody was doing their
That man was
time.
in quarter 9, okay? That man was in quarter 9. That man was not even covering people. He was 15,000 away from the damn linebackers.
Yeah.
Now, Jesse, this tails into your comment, because the difference is in this season right here is Jeff Albright. Okay, no, you're not gonna have these DBs, 10 and 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, and you're gonna get me, there's gonna be something to create pressure every down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not just waiting the third down. That's a difference, between him and Homer Simpson. And if Homer Simpson just stay his ass the fuck out the way, trust and believe, we're not going to be worried about read and react. We're going to be just, sitting here in awe of attacking.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it.
Which just, I just thought of another question.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all about sick of me and these goddamn questions. I know these motherfuckers watching. They see me these questions. And I want to go, and this question is actually going to be built off of what Sam just said about paying attention to that linebacker room.
Right.
If you notice a lot, like I said, if we notice that a lot of the defensive backs that they're bringing in are a lot of these big nickel type safety / corners.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, 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 ding.
Mm-hmm.
How safe is JD Bertrand? Because JD Bertrand's biggest issue, JD Bertrand and or Troy Anderson, because the biggest issue with those two guys is injuries. And how much do you think that they can trust these two to play a full 16 game season, of 17 game season?
They're not safe. And I'm gonna say this, and I want everybody to hear me. The key to this defense success this season, that linebacker room. That's it. I ain't talking about the front, whatever. I ain't talking about the DBs. That linebacker room. If that linebacker room is not on par this season, we're going to struggle defensively.
Can I say this real quick? I know, but this is why I think Homer Simpson is a fucking idiot. Okay, he keep telling us the NFL is changing, but ain't shit changed with you. Oh, the NFL is going to this and they going to this, but you ain't doing it well. You're not doing anything well, but you keep telling us the NFL is changing and the NFL is like this now, and the offenses are more unique and everybody more versatile. But your shit still stink in every era.
Yep.
We got all these DBs. You bringing in more DBs and these big athletic guys, and your defense still suck. It's still at the bottom.
because I'm looking at it like this, and we got to think about the roster. Let's think about the roster for a second. You got Braylon Trice coming back, right?
Right.
Still got Caden Ellis, who we said this whole group done said throughout the whole last year that Caden Ellis was a pass rusher more so than the inside linebacker.
Right.
Am I correct?
Right.
You got Leonard Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Still got Arnold Ebiketie.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be mixing and matching with Zach Harrison.
Yep.
You brought in a Jalen Walker. You brought in a James Pierce Jr. And you still have D'Angelo Malone. So really what it comes down to right now when we're talking about this defense, the whole defensive mindset, identity, ideology, whether it be more linebackers or more DBs, is going to be solely dependent on what these edge rushers can do.
Yeah.
Can they disrupt? Yeah, I'm gonna base it on that for the simple fact that was one of the biggest issues we had last year because we wasn't getting enough pressure. But what I'm saying is, this is one of the major reasons why I said that they doubled down on the edge rushers in this past draft with Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. And it goes back to a conversation that all of us had off the record and off the camera, to where everything is going to be dictated on what this on what these edge rushers, how much pressure these edge rushers can get.
Right.
Jay, like you said, Troy Anderson's greatest issue right now is he can't stay healthy worth a damn. Right.
Yep.
I just hope nobody fall on him again this year.
Well,
Jay got fell on. Like the hell?
Well, you know what? And I'm going to go back to what I said about that. A lot of the injuries on the defensive side of the ball come from being out of position. If Troy Anderson stays in the middle and occupies that space, there's a less likely chance that he gets hurt. If Matthew Judon,
a dude fell on in that instant one. A dude literally just fell on him. He got pushed into him and he fell on his ankle. So he was actually out of the way on that play.
Yeah, but follow me on this. If you don't have players that's supposed to be attacking the quarterback, chasing receivers, they won't get hurt. If you don't have your DBs 5 miles off the line of scrimmage where they got to catch an Uber to get to the player, then try to guard him, you don't incur injuries. Anytime your football player is out of position, they incur injuries. That's the problem. Or they get in situations where they, like Mike said, where people fall on them, they get hurt. Because when you looked at Anderson, what was he doing? He was trying to cover the whole field left to right. Everybody else bouncing around him like marbles.
Well, here's the importance of Troy Anderson, because he affects two phases of this team.
Mm-hmm.
Defense and special teams. He's a special teams ace.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you see the way that motherfucker run, you see why he a special team ace.
Yeah.
Right. P1000 for a reason.
Right.
Yeah. So I think from an importance standpoint, I mean, his ability to affect the game, not just defense but special teams as well, punt coverage, kick coverage. You know, I'm hoping and wishing and praying to football guys, Lord, please don't let that happen.
Right.
I have this saying with all players, but mainly quarterbacks. And Kev, you know what I always say.
Mm-hmm.
Can a quarterback play without thinking? How quickly can he process information quickly? See, that's what happens with players when you see them get injured. Is because they're playing and they're thinking. You have to have the ability to play. Those are the types of players I look for, especially quarterback, that he can read and react. He sees, he throws. All right, he sees, he throws. He doesn't even think. it's just second nature, and that
Mhm.
comes with repetition. But at the same time, when you got coaches that's trying to put this assignment in, like you got to understand, like for me, I'm probably one of the worst people when it comes down to like attention span. Like I have to write everything down because I can get distracted in a heartbeat. Like I could be in the kid be in the middle of talking to me, and y'all seen on several
Yeah,
shows. I'm like,
yeah,
I heard it.
no shit, no shit, motherfucker.
Like I'm bad. I'm very bad at multitask. So you got to understand who you're dealing with. With certain people, you can't overload certain people with a bunch of information. Understand who you're talking to, and that right there goes into coaching. That right there goes. So if you got a guy like a Jalen Walker who can withhold a lot of and retain a lot of information, you can give him different assignment. But if you got a guy like T1000 who just learning the position for the most part, like you got to give him one, maybe two things to do, and that's special teams and see and go tackle. That's it. Let the
Right.
game naturally come to him.
Now,
Right.
from the looks and sound of things, it's Walker and Diablo are kind of the ones battling for the green dot, along with Ellis. It's going to be interesting in itself. But guys that are probably going to get a lot of burn, like Nick Kobitz and Malik Vernon. Again, like I said, Dante Manning is fighting for his roster spotlight at the particular moment. It's some of it's going to be a lot of vanilla basic sets, but you're going to be watching for guys who's going to be attacking or who's going to be playing scared, or you're going to be able to tell who's what I'm saying, on the edge or on the bubble, if you will, for a spot on the team, just by the play itself. Let's see who's left or might not be, because we got it. The safety room is like full of
Yeah.
JB, Bowman and Watts, Helms. And Helms might be, fighting for a CB spot.
Yeah, because them names you named off there, bro. Oof,
I'll be honest with Helms.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if he's also been working in that linebacker room too.
Yeah.
Yeah. See
In
the
some,
thing,
in some nickel packages.
and see, this is one of the things we try to tell y'all. Some of these guys can play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
That allows them to slide into another room to keep another person on the team. You have seen this many seasons. Terry and them are very crafty at knowing how to keep and hide players that they want to keep on his team. Very crafty.
I ain't getting rid of nobody whose nickname is Hitman. You need that.
Bruh. I'm telling you.
Facts. Yeah, I want to shift gears to on the offensive side. We talked a lot about the defense. The offensive lookouts. We all know that Penix is not going to be getting any action. I give a damn about Cancer Cousins. He could sit in the parking lot for all I care. But the two youngins, Mike's got Stick and what is the name? Is it Emory Jones?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
They're going to be, getting all the snaps tonight at the quarterback position. But offensive lookouts, I'm going to have a real hard eye on Joshua Simon.
Sir, thank you.
Because he stuck out in practice when we were there, because he had a lot of drops. And we're probably going to see Nash in Washington and get a lot of DJ Chalk as far as receivers go.
And Quentin Tarantino.
Quincy Skinner. You see,
Kill Bill, motherfucker.
as far as linemen, Jordan Williams and Jack Nelson and Joshua Gray, some of the other standouts you're going to be able to see. I'm gonna be a little bit inside the trenches. I want to see what Jack Nelson and Gray look like. What are you guys' thoughts, or who are you going to be looking at offensively in tonight's run?
I got a couple of them. Like I said, as a Georgia Tech guy, my boy Jordan Williams. I want to see how he translates into whatever tackle spot he got. But as far as offensively, I'm very interested in the Easton Stick versus Emory Jones QB3 battle for the simple fact that, like I said, you have a tale of two stories here because you have Emory Jones, who is a familiar face in the organization, which at one hand helps Michael Penix as far as the culture of the Atlanta Falcons organization. Yet you have Easton Stick, who is familiar with Zach Robinson,
right?
Who is the offensive coordinator that can dictate Michael Penix's projection.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I'm interested in that QB3 battle because both guys have something that they can help Michael Penix in the long run. It's just on two different aspects of it. And I already know Michael Penix has a greater relationship with Emory Jones because they're both Florida boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saw that when he was mic'd up.
Yeah. I'm looking at Joshua Simon and Nick Nash. And I'm looking particularly at Joshua Simon because like Sam said, he had drops in training camp. But if he can tighten that up,
because he's
that young man gonna be a problem. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That young man is gonna be a problem because, again, putting him with the way he trucks people, and him and Pitts on the field at the same time, you got to make some business decisions. And like you said, blocking, yeah. So imagine this. Imagine him being the clear out guy for the clear out guy.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine that problem.
See Nathan Carter get some reps at running back, and the other young man from last season that was on the practice squad. They're gonna be carrying the bulk of the running back duties tonight.
Diamond said she's looking at the running back room tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Nah, I'm looking at the big men's up front.
I want to see if the big men's can protect me.
That's what Diamond said.
That my girl right there. That my girl. So it's all love around here.
Right. Now, Nick Nash, Casey Washington, Quincy Skinner, DJ Chalk, who will probably be the ones on the outside getting all the work at receiver spot. I may be missing a name or two.
DJ Shaw,
Chris Blair.
Yeah,
Chris Blair is there. You have Chris Blair. That's another guy. I was just reading. Good God, I can't come up with a name, but Skinner. It's another guy I'm missing. I don't know who they got, but yeah, they got quite a few of them on the depth chart that I'm definitely going to be focused on. Like for me, I've said this before with a guy like Michael Penix, man. It's like if he just gets the rapport, with his receivers, he's going to be Like we don't have to draft well at wide receiver. I'm just saying that. We just have to develop them properly. Because the thing is, he's like Matt Ryan. Like it doesn't matter the type of players that you throw around him. Like he's so good at his job that he can make anybody a star. He can make anybody. We've seen that. Like we got Muhammad Sanu for a bag of chips and the goddamn soda. Okay,
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
and we made him damn near the second best. Matt Ryan made him like the second best number
He,
two in the league.
he was the best number 2 receiver in the league. Fucking with me.
Right.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
Especially coming from a situation where he was the number 4.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and like you said, at any given time he could throw the ball. So I mean, what does that tell you?
so
Yeah.
those are the things. Damn it. Here you go. So we got the depth chart for the wide receivers real quick. Throw that up here. If you got Emory Jones, that's right there with the quarterback. But the wide receiver Darnell Mooney, Casey Washington, DJ Sharp. This is kind of interesting to me, but you got Kadero Hodge, David Seals. That's who I was thinking of. David Seals. He's been making a lot of noise too. And camp. And
Agnew.
Right.
you got Agnew. I think Agnew is labeled a
Punt and kick returner.
He kick returner, running back,
they
wide
don't have him
receiver.
at a position, so they'll probably make up the position for him.
He's a smaller version of Kadero Patterson. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm about to say, do we see a Felipe Franks catch tonight?
I hope so. Boy, I hope so.
Hey,
Another Florida boy. Y'all see?
Wait, hold up.
Look, another Florida boy though. Y'all see the pattern though.
Kev, you being messy because you got people out here talking about if they see him on the field, they gonna turn off the TV.
Well,
Get
the
ready.
dude that said that. Well, the dude that looks very man-ish to me, but we don't worry about that shit.
What you may see a Felipe pass being thrown.
He's a quarterback. He's an ex-quarterback.
He's a quarterback, tight end, fullback, special teams ace. Just saying, you know. So all y'all out there, all of that with your thongs in the goddamn tied in a crispy knot. Understand? We have a team full of Swiss Army knives, and he's one of them.
What'd you say? We the Army Navy surplus store? That's what you say?
Yeah, Bass Pro Shops, baby.
Not the only hurt job. God dang.
Atlanta Falcon. If y'all watching, that was coined by OG Sam. The Atlanta Falcons will be the Bass Pro Shop team of 2025. Nothing but knives everywhere.
Yep. Knives, can openers.
And they all sharp. They's all sharp.
Mm-hmm.
May not look pretty, but they sharp.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I'm low key. I'm looking to see what kind of runs that this Nathan Carter is gonna, be shown.
He's Bijan. He's Bijan. He's the lower grade Bijan Robinson. Like he doesn't have a lot of wasted movement as a running back. He sees and he gets there. That's what I love about Bijan Robinson. Everybody say he's super quick, but Bijan sees a hole and he hits it. There's no wasted movement, and that's Nathan Carter. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. Got nice soft hands coming out of the backfield. He can make some plays. He gets enough room and he got enough speed. He's a little bit faster than Tyler Algier. But a lot of those guys, the Falcons, the running back, they got a lot of their running backs on the roster, no wasted movement. And that's what you want out of your running back. No wasted movement. See, go get it.
That's it.
Do you think we see Joshua Gray at center tonight?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Probably
you go,
not.
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think
no, no, no. I think you will because like you said, I think Javon Gwynn may get the start tonight.
that's what I was
So I
about to
think
say. I don't think if I don't know. I'll say this. I think the last game they're gonna be alternating, but I could be wrong. It could be what Kill was just saying. But I think you just give them guys a whole game, both guys a whole entire game, and let them fight it out, Gwen and Joshua Gray. And then at the last game, you do what Kev just said. But that's just me. If I was the head coach, I would give each player, each center, a whole game, and then go from that point.
I
yeah,
No,
mean,
cut
I
up.
mean,
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense because they got to be able to hold up 4 quarters. So, hey,
yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
the one guy though, like I said, and just to add to an earlier question that Sam asked.
Mhm.
Another guy I want to see out here. I want to see how Lenny Craig adjusts to the NFL environment. That's for those that don't know, Lenny Craig. That's the kicker, the backup kicker.
yes,
So I want to see how he adjusts to the NFL environment.
you talking about Mile High kicker Lenny Craig?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
A diamond, and that's been on purpose. I think that the coaching staff and Ike Hilliard has seen what they wanted to see out of Nash.
yeah,
I think Nash should be a first quarter, and then he'd be going. They're gonna take his helmet and sit him down. I think they have their already ideas set in stone with him. Because he's done some work. He's put in, you know, what I'm saying he's done some things. There's been talk about him being able to block as well, and he can catch any particular type of pass, and he runs all the routes very well. So there's no reason to panic on that. That's been, kind of sort of been on purpose.
yep.
Now, Skinner, on the other hand, I think you're gonna see a lot of him necessarily. So, um, and again, Kev's guy Jordan Williams, I'm interested to see him as well, along with Jack Nelson. Just to see what our depth gonna be looking like on the line and the future parts, especially with Jack Nelson, because I think we picked him as Jake's successor.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, yeah, yeah. So yeah, based on the contract extension that they gave Caleb McGarrett earlier this week. Yeah, I'm with you on that, OG. They're going to be looking to him to be the successor to Jake Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
Yeah, Simeon Barrow Jr., who's on the other side on the defensive side. I'm interested to see what he's going to look like. But it's you got dog fights and all around. You know, this is going to be a interesting kickoff to position battles and phase battles and getting ready for week 1. Again, all y'all that has an issue with not seeing Penix STFU, respectively, because that's etched in stone. He's QB1, ain't no question about it. There's no need to be going all out or all in. He's getting his reps in, you know what I'm saying, in practice. And then the extra work that he's doing with the guys, you know, and other things in the film room and stuff. So, you know, if you know, you know. If you don't, yeah, you be one of the ones out here, you know, sound like an empty wagon making a whole lot of noise.
But
Um,
but alas, OG, you know how it is. They already out here. The media is already telling them what to think. They already crying about it already. Like, give it a rest. Y'all seen what both of these men can do. It's not going to change a whole lot from then till now. Only thing
Right.
is you just gonna see how well they have chemistry with the new people on the team. That's it. Just cut it out.
Uh, I did forget to ask one question. I was about to ask one question.
What's that,
Based
son?
on the depth chart, how do y'all feel about quote unquote Mr. Storm Norton being moved to left tackle?
Hmm.
I'm interested in to see how that works
It's the
out.
front. It's the backside. It's the new backside. So he actually playing,
Right.
the same position for the most part. The thing is, he just got to get his fundamentals straight because this is a left-handed quarterback. So it's actually the best thing. I like it's the best move for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, it being the starter pieces. Again, we're gonna see a lot of vanilla and basic stuff. You're not gonna you're barely gonna get off the first page of the playbook in this game. You're not gonna see the extravagant shit. You're gonna get some basic blitzes, some basic runs, um, a lot of slants, a lot of goals, a lot of seams. But you will definitely get a lot of wheel routes. I can guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of wheel routes.
Two
Okay.
scoops of wheel routes.
Yeah, from that aspect, um, you probably won't. You probably won't get a schematic understanding until it from a start until like the second or the third game. Then you're working on getting ready for week one blatantly. You know, um, all right, and you see his DNA all over this defensive locker room and this team. Uh, much to the chagrin of some people, Homer Simpson. Um, uh,
Skate,
yeah,
skate, 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 skate.
yeah.
Donuts.
Yeah, it's and you can tell that it's affecting him. You could tell it. And he can't get his shit together verbally, and you could tell it's weighing on his mind, and then and he has nobody to blame but himself. You smiling all the time is not gonna keep a locker room. No.
Well,
Guys want to be coached. Guys want to be worked hard. Guys want to be cussed out and driven. You know, you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, and Albrecht,
They want to be pushed. They want to
or
be pushed. That's
right.
all.
yeah, what say one brick theory?
Yeah,
It's not
break
it's
theory.
not just a theory. It's a thing.
Well, Sam, let me ask you a question. Do you take a man seriously that glazes his ankles?
And look, man, I'm not having a baby oil or Johnson and Johnson conversation with you. No, not.
I mean,
No.
because if you look at that film with him and Drake, does that really look like Drake takes him seriously? If you can push your head coach over that easily, do you take him seriously?
I mean, again, it's when you're a head coach, okay. Um, when you're running a franchise, you're running a business, so to speak, and you're a franchise organizer, and you know what I'm saying. You got to crack a whip, run a tight ship. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be loosey goosey sometimes, but 24 fucking 7.
That man look like he about to tell a cat in the hat story with all that fucking smiling.
Yeah. He ain't exactly no Grinch.
When you got Albright over here, you know what I'm saying, talking to a guy, look, to make this team, you better make something happen on special teams. Make a hit, you know what I'm saying, or something. If you ain't getting no jersey there, you might be ass out. In those words, literally. That's setting the tone. That's creating a urgent culture, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And guys are gravitating to that. Guys are buying into that. When you got a man on your staff that is coaching and he's no nonsense, no BS, it ain't no in between. Shit. You have a question and he gives it to you straight, no chase. That's what these being talked to like men.
Well, I mean, if you got, first of all, I was always taught a person that can do a thing can teach a thing. So when you got a man that's got violent hands teaching you how to have violent hands, I mean, that's the man you lean on.
Yeah. You know.
Nah, because I don't see nobody on that. I don't see nobody on that team, especially in the defensive room, worried about how to chew Orbit's gum.
You know, like I was telling my sister, you know what I'm saying, you got to be a special kind of crazy to play linebacker. And you can see, you can smell the crazy on him. You
You got
know,
that right.
Yeah.
you can smell the crazy, and them guys in that defensive locker room, you know what I'm saying, gravitating to that. They're bought into all the crazy that he's selling.
And when you're amongst men, you got to have a healthy sense of fear for your coach. Because I'm telling you right now, if they don't win, ain't nobody worried about Raheem being upset. They're gonna be worried about Ulbrich.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. They're not gonna be worried about Raheem. They're gonna be worried about Ulbrich. You can see the way they practice on the field. If Ulbrich don't like something, he telling you right then and no, stop it, do it over. Do it like this, do it that way until you get it. He ain't gonna come and stand on the sideline, look at you, smile, and say, "You having a good day? Is it all right? You want some tea?
How's the wife and kids?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You like the way my ankles glistening in the sunlight?"
Warren, I'm gonna need you to let that go.
The only thing
No,
I say
no.
is when your star running back comes out in the interview and says that he gets pissed off in practice because of the energy of the defense that makes me work harder.
Mm.
That says a lot.
Yeah. Mustard son got a little hot under the collar. Yeah.
He said,
That's you doing good.
Bijan said the energy in the defense this year is completely different from last year.
Yeah. Them boys chopping off heads and laughing at you and telling you about it and getting the business. Again, the defense has been winning the offseason. You know what I'm saying? And you know, okay, just like I said last week, you know, for those that are out there trying to make a QB controversy, I want my quarterback to make a mistake or two in practice against the defense. That means two things. My defense is doing what it's supposed to do, and my quarterback is learning.
There you go. Stop it right there. Stop it right there. That is the problem that we had with Bernard with the good hair. He was not allowed to make a mistake and learn from it. We got to stop coddling these quarterbacks. You want him to make a mistake because he won't know what he needs to improve on if he don't make a mistake.
Right.
And those are usually the mistakes that come up in big games where you need to win. I'm going to say that again. Those are usually the mistakes that rear their ugly head.
Washington.
Right. They rear their ugly heads at the wrong time.
I mean, if your defense in practice is not making your quarterback make mistakes, then what is your defense doing?
Because guess what? When they practice that hard, it's going to be easy for them to attack another team. I keep telling y'all, if they're giving our offense 80%, what you think they're going to do to somebody else's offense that ain't on their team? They're going to give them 110%.
When you're making your quarterback look at his, you know what I'm saying, third and fourth reads, your defense is doing what the fuck they supposed to do.
Yep.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So all that, Kirk threw X amount of touchdowns, and Penix threw X amount of interceptions in the red zone. And what would you seriously have a problem with that? Because if he ain't making any mistakes and everything is hunky dory easy, then what the fuck is the defense doing?
Not a
And that's
damn
not, and
thing.
that's not helping your offense. That's not helping your quarterback. That's not progressing your quarterback. That's
Right.
not teaching the quarterback.
Your team's defense should beat up on your offense a lot easier because guess what? That makes the offense more aggressive when they look at their opponent. That you got to think about. If you listen to some of the older players that were greats, they said we practiced harder than we played. That's
Facts.
a win. That's a winning team.
Facts. Yeah, Corey. Yeah, they did. They moved them over there to the left side. They did. And you're probably going to get a good bit of him tonight as well. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? We got 45 minutes till kick off. Six man, you got any more questions?
Oh my goodness.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
Senator, anything else on your brain, sir? Leading up to this game, any other discussion types?
I mean, other than you know what? I was going to try to ignore it, but I think. But nah, how about that story Kill was talking about that woman that passed away by giving about 4 booty shots.
What?
Oh Lord have mercy.
What?
I think Kill, you said it was on my brain.
I'm
Oh yeah,
laughing at
I'm gonna take a major detour.
Wait, why he's saying that because Kev is the algorithm killer, okay? That like once you get on this story, it has like when this happens, Kev come with a story. It like I don't know what it is. The universe just aligns with his stupidity, and we start seeing shit in our algorithm just by us saying it.
And so the detour that I'm gonna take from that is, did anybody see Prime on Prime, Coach Prime on Asante Samuel's podcast last week? Did anybody see that?
Nah, because I'm over here watching Josh Allen get his clock cleaned in preseason, but that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Prime took, took exception to the challenge being laid, and Prime just, let it be known to Asante Samuel, I'm gonna have a picnic at my crib. Invite everybody over, and I know I come because I'm really sick of the this quarterback hierarchy thing. I know I'm gonna be driving a photo because I can name all 4 of the guys that who ever beat me in my career. But what you driving, Asante? Station wagon, RV, 18-wheeler.
School bus.
Yeah.
Listen, listen. Prime just came off of surgery. Another thing he have conquered. You better leave that man alone. He better leave that man alone.
That boy bored, man. That look, them crack baby lips he got on. He need to goddamn all them motherfuckers look like some Diddy, like a Diddy pony.
You know what?
No.
Yeah. Josh Allen is having a rough time in his preseason game. Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker got some crack baby lips. That look like he been hitting pipe for the last 2. You don't he though?
I mean, sucking on an exhaust pipe is not an art.
Yeah, he's sucking on that. He's sucking on that Prime pipe hard.
We're not going to be discussing male sucking on anything. No.
Look, well, yeah, if y'all want to, yeah, Buffalo playing the Rams right now. It's a wonderful game. Just saying.
Oh, it's on. Oh, sheesh.
Yeah. I'm on NFL Network. Yeah, I'm waiting. Just passing the time until we come on. But yeah. They didn't knock Josh Allen in the chin. It looked like they about to score. So y'all. Nope.
Mon D said a lot of people are looking at James Pierce, but I think Jalen gonna have more sacks. His speed turn to power, and he never gives altitude. Plus, he has great hands. But that's my thoughts.
Well, see, James Pierce Jr. is going to be the dude that gets a lot of pressures, which is going to lead to the sacks because of his speed and length. He's going to be one of the guys on the defense they're going to be looking out for. If he does exactly what he's been doing in camp, he's going to be a disruptor. So you'll be seeing the quarterback throwing balls all kind of ways, but I believe Jalen Walker going to be that silent killer. He's going to be that dude where you just going to look up Jalen Walker going to be knocking people over.
Both of those guys and Trice, and Divine, I've seen where all those guys have gap discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait. Say that again, Sam. Please say that again.
They have gap discipline.
Ooh.
Okay. And if the guys up front are able to clog and take up blockers, offensive line blockers, you're gonna see the numbers. It should present itself. The sacks, the quarterback hits, the stuffing of the runs, the pressures, it should be at a premium. Especially if I'm just taking on the day that we were there at practice, and what I saw, that translates, what I'm saying, and metamorphosizes itself, what I'm saying, as a ongoing thing. Yeah. There should be something interesting because we're going to get to see it. It's going to be coming from a lot of 3-4 overs, some 4-6, nickel under, and 5-2 formations that Albrecht likes to delve in. It's going to be a beautiful thing to watch. And how and what kind of packages that are going to be used, the personnel packages, because whatever we have, I think everything is going to get used. Everything and everybody is going to get used in some aspect. Because you got the league's best safety on that back end. Divine and Ellis. Could possibly be a great inside middle linebacker duo. There's some possibilities of beast on the outside. It's all there. It's just according to how Albrecht is going to shake this test tube and throw out there as a defense. If mine says Jalen is a beast, his lower body strength is outstanding. Who that was he went up against when he pushed him back into that was Jake.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was Jake. He was giving Jake the business. Jake was having a hard time with Jalen over there.
But that's good for Jake because that wakes that. Like I told the guys and when we was having our discussion, when you see these young guys getting at these veterans, they're keeping these veterans from getting comfortable. That's the problem that you have. You don't want to be a veteran coming into a new season comfortable. So now Jake is going to put extra work in to make sure that his opponents don't beat him.
Right. Well, we got about 30 minutes to kick off. Stay tuned for the halftime show. We're gonna have that. Coach Unchained is gonna be handling the post game show, so we got everybody covered on that. 6-man. Tell them folks something that they might not know. We gonna start winding this thing on down and get ready for the game.
Okay. Well, only thing I say is if your ass is up here being pissed off and mad about a preseason game, you need to check your motherfucking self.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Chickity check.
We talking about preseason, man.
So
Right.
goddamn preseason game. We got a motherfucker talking about if I see a Felipe Frank site and I'm cutting the game. Sit your stupid
Right.
ass
Bruh. Man, listen. Mm.
down. Sit your stupid ass down.
Hey.
And his nickname is Crispy. So yeah, but he doesn't look crispy at all. I'm like, man, you don't sit your dumb ass down.
Did you
A
say
grown ass man calling
Chris?
himself crispy ain't right anyway.
More like crusty.
No. That has a whole lot of girdleism going on right there.
Mm.
Girdleism.
Look. This is just my final word. The Falcons don't give a fuck what you think. Let me say it again. The Atlanta Falcons don't give a fuck what you think. Okay, Pumpkin? So this is for all of y'all that's got y'all feelings on your sleeve. Just remember that. They don't give a fuck what you think, and they won't miss you if you don't watch. I'm gonna save you the heartache.
Man, y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't tuned in, if you ain't dialed in, hit that subscribe button. I'm at 287 right now, trying to get to 300. That's the goal at the particular moment. Working on it. Yeah, Senator, I did say that girdleism. And I ain't talking about the one with the control top either.
That.
Grown man called themselves crispy. There's a whole lot of girdleism going on with a maxi pad hanging on the side of it.
Well, it could be a little bit of mayonnaise on their elbow.
Because he's moist. He's moist.
That is kind of moist, counselor.
Yeah, that is moist as hell.
We will not be tuning in to the Baby Oil Chronicles. No.
Wait, say slap it on.
No, we not lathering anything on.
We like to be ashy around here.
Mm-hmm.
Real men's is ashy.
Crushed.
We wear overalls and combat boots.
You know what I'm saying? We wear dirt like a badge of honor.
Not stilettos and boy shorts.
Oh man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thank everybody for tuning in. Senator, you got something you might want to say?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Okay. Well, Falcon Friday, the preseason pregame edition. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, the halftime show will be in effect on this as well. And Coach Unchained have you tightened up on the post-game show for the Senator. Nothing to say. The 6-man statistician, the tactician, control chaos. I am the OG, the bad guy. Mr. Wyatt, get off my fucking lawn with the idiocy. and to Raven Nation, yeah, you can suck a camel dick with acid on it.
Ew.
We'll holler at y'all. See you on the flip side. Stay tuned for the halftime show. Kickoff is 30 minutes away. We holler.
Later.